Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael, and today we're out in a very sunny November, and we're going to do some camping in the iKamper Skycamp 3.0. So Esme and I are out camping in the Porcupine Hills in Alberta, and what a glorious day. I can't believe how sunny it is. I'm having to squint. But we found a nice little spot tucked out of the way, which I think we'll find very good. And we do have some implements to maybe catch some chickens later on. But we're going to be here for a couple of days. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I know Esme is as well. So the spot we've chosen is just backing onto the forest, so we can head off that way. And that'll be lots of fun. And there's probably less than an inch of snow on the ground. Like I say, the weather's glorious. So I think it's time to actually get things set up, and then we can relax and maybe go for an explore. So I've owned the iKamper Skycamp 3.0 for over a year now, so I've used it all through the seasons. And I must admit, it's a very good tent. However, it is probably one of the most expensive tents you can buy for a rooftop tent, and it does take a certain amount of hardware to mount it on top of a Jeep. So I have the tent mounted to a Rhino Rack Pioneer rack system that actually bolts through the top of the roof and onto the frame of the Jeep itself, so it's very, very strong. It does take a bit of work to get the roof rack installed, but the tent itself mounts to the Pioneer rack very easily indeed without any modification. So the 4 clamps that mount the rooftop tent to the Pioneer rack are easily accessible and hold the tent very, very securely indeed. I personally don't believe there's a better system for mounting a rooftop tent than the Rhino Rack system. My main complaint about my setup is it's too tall to get in my garage, so drying the tent when it's wet or it's frozen becomes a real problem. Or there's times when I know that's not going to be possible, so I don't use the tent, which is a shame. So that's about it. We're all set up. Rooftop tent is in place. Just got to throw my sleeping bag up and we're done. So we are all set up for tonight. That took just a couple of minutes. So I've got the window open, got my minus 44 Celsius bag, which I probably won't need. And I've even opened up the skylight just to let some extra light in. Esme has a blanket, which will keep everything nice and clean. And yeah, I got quite the view. It's a nice little creek down there for some water if I need it. And Esme and I can just head off up into the forest. Do some exploring. Yeah, there's lots of little trails to head on down. She's looking for squirrels, probably. Esme, where's the chickens? Where's the squirrel? Squirrel, where is he? So, now we're all set up. I've just got a chair to put out. Might put up the table. Not sure if I really need it. And somewhere nice for Esme to sit down. Oh. Although the Freya axe isn't my first choice for an axe for this type of wood splitting, it's what I had in my Jeep, it's what I carry every time, so it had to work. And to be honest, it did a pretty good job. It wasn't as efficient as a larger axe or a dedicated split axe, for instance, but it got the wood split and I was happy with the results. Before lighting the fire, Esme and I went off for a quick walk and to see if we could see any wildlife tracks.
Go see.
I always find it very interesting to see what the wildlife is up to just around the corner. You never know what you're going to find.
One of your cousins.
So Esme and I just hanging out by the fire. The temperature is getting below 0, so yeah, not too bad. We're wrapped up pretty warm. We have the little fire to look at as well, so that's awesome. Just been doing some sharpening with my sharpener and having a really good time actually. Very relaxed. How about you, Esme? Oh, I think she's actually asleep. Anyway, I'm going to sharpen a few more things. Esme and I watched the fire burn down, and then we turned in early to get a good night's sleep.
So good morning. We had a great night in the iKamper. It was very comfortable. Had the minus 45 sleeping bag up there, minus 44, and it was very comfortable indeed. I did feel a bit of cold coming from the bottom, so I might actually put a pad underneath tonight. But yeah, very nice, very convenient. It's I like that I can just close it up in a couple of minutes and be on my way. Basically the Jeep can be set up and torn down within kind of 2 minutes, which is awesome. I hate those long setup times and packet times, so this is working out really well for me. Had the fire going this morning. I had some breakfast and some coffee, more importantly. And next we're gonna get things ready, and then we're gonna head off into the forest and see if we can find ourselves a grouse, which would be very nice. So the wind's starting to pick up, but yeah, very good night.
Alrighty, I think we're ready for the off. Got my little tool here. If anyone knows the Chiappa, it's just a little 22, so come on, let's go. See what we can see. Got my glasses on. Esme and I spent about an hour wandering around in the woods. This isn't exactly prime grouse territory, so I wasn't very hopeful. I have seen a couple of grouse here in the past, but it was just nice to get out, and if we did see something, we could maybe have a really nice lunch. Even so, it was a very nice walk, and I think Esme and I both enjoyed it. This year I'm testing out some new camping clothing. These are some cheap wool pants and jacket that I really enjoy, and in this environment they're completely silent to move around in the forest. The pack I'm wearing is the Helicon Tex Foxtrot 2, and I like this very much. It's a very well balanced pack and carries quite a lot of gear for the size that it is. My hat and neck gaiter are from Vosteleca, which I always pronounce incorrectly, but it's part of their military line, and it's a merino wool. Not 100% sure on the pattern, and it's not quite as good as the previous one that I own. I found the wool density not as thick as previous products I've bought from the same line, but I think maybe once I run it through the washing machine, that might tighten up quite a bit.
Well, that was a bit unfortunate. There's no grouse, no rabbits. So it was a nice walk anyway. Sun's just getting above the trees there, so I should get sunshine shortly and decide what I'm going to do. Might move on to somewhere else or might head home. Haven't decided yet. But did take the little beaver craft with me on my walk there. Did a review on this a couple of days ago, I guess, and yeah, really like it. It's a handy size, kind of grows on you. But it's great to just tuck in the belt. Barely feel the weight. So some of you might have noticed already, some of you newer viewers might not, but I'm wearing my Cabela's wool vest. So about 2.5 years ago, I moved home, and one of the boxes that got lost, had to be that box, was stuff with all my camping jackets in. So I lost like a Helicon Tex jacket, it was like a buffalo top, and this, which was probably one of my the favorite piece of equipment, and it had gone, and you can't buy these anymore. This is a Cabela's wool outfitters vest, and back in the day they used to sell like trousers, a bib set, a jacket and a parka, and this. There was like a 5-piece outfit, and I couldn't really justify it at the time. I had other things to spend money on, so I bought just the vest. Anyway, long story short is the box got lost and I was devastated. I spent weeks looking through the house. Like, I just couldn't believe that it was that box that got lost, and how, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I've been looking for 2.5 years to get another one. And every month or two I'll go on the internet, search Facebook, eBay, usual places. And anyway, one popped up a couple of weeks ago, and it was a gentleman called Jim down in Colorado, and he was advertising it. I think it's for like $50 or $60, but local pickup only. So I messaged him to see if he would be so kind to send to Canada at my expense, and I offered him a bit more money just to pay for his time to ship, etc. Anyway, the gentleman kindly sent it, so I have it back. Not the exact one, but in better shape actually. It still has the pointy shoulder thing. Took years for that to go away when I had my other one, but it feels so good to have it back. Yeah, I think I'm going to look for the rest of the outfit and see what I can find. But if you have one of these, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, or any of this set, because it is a pure wool vest, and it has zip pockets at the front, hand warmer pockets, 2 inside pockets as well. It's just a beautiful jacket. It's like, I don't know. It's so nice to have that back. So that's a really nice story that I wanted to share with you, that someone, went out of their way and helped me and sent this along. And I told him I was on YouTube and I'd give him a shout out. So thanks very much, Jim. Bye.
appreciate the jacket, and it's exactly as you described it, like new. So thank you very much for that. So I've really come to appreciate the rooftop tents, especially the iKamper Skycamp 3.0. It's very quick and easy to set up and tear down, and I haven't had any problems with it at all. I still don't like the way the main door opens and closes. I think it could be much better design, but the overall fit and finish of the tent I couldn't be more happier with. It's not the perfect solution with dogs, but with Esme getting used to it hasn't been too much of a trouble. She's a little heavy to be lifting up and down those stairs, and it is kind of high on the top of the Jeep. If it was on the bed of a truck perhaps, it would be not as high and a little bit easier. And generally speaking, I've learned to live with it, and the benefits certainly outweigh the negative parts. The Jeep build is almost complete now. The last thing I have to do is to put a lift on the Jeep just to give me an extra 2 or 3 inches, nothing crazy, and I may step up to 35-inch tyres, but I haven't really decided. I think the bigger tyres would be much better off-road, but I think I'm going to pay the price for gas mileage when it comes to the on-road portions of my journeys. So I've still got to decide on that. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along on our little trip to the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. Esme and I certainly had a great time, and it was very relaxing indeed. And I can't wait until next time that we head out in the Jeep and do a little bit more exploring and enjoy the winter, which is coming right around the corner. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.